Hi everyone, this is the Lucy Y podcast, and I just had a feeling to start recording. It is Sunday, August 27th, now it's 9:37 a.m. I'm working on stuff, like I'm emailing a bunch of people and companies and nonprofits, because I want to talk to a lot of people I want to talk to a lot of people in general. I want to have people on my podcast. I think that'd be so cool to interview and just talk, and that's my favorite thing to do. It really is, understanding deeper parts of the brain and consciousness and deeper innings. I wanted to record all day yesterday, but it was kind of a busy day. And I don't know, I'm doing it now. I think a morning episode would be interesting. I woke up pretty early. I was 5 or 6, and went back to bed for a little bit. Yesterday, though, what did I do? I woke up and my sister texted me, so I went and saw my nephews, and I hung out with them, with my brother-in-law too. It was nice. And then I basically had a sleepover with my other sister and her kids, 2 kids. And then both of my sisters are pregnant. So I have 2 nephews, 2 nieces, and 2 girls on the way from each. That's what my sisters are, twins. If you didn't know that. Yeah, growing up with twin sisters, that is interesting. I wonder if they listen to this. I wanted to talk all day yesterday because I feel like this is a way to get my voice out. I don't know why. When you just I could be so in my head and talk to myself in my head, and it sounds different when I talk out loud, verbally, than talk in my head. It sounds different. It's is it a different person? I think, yeah, it's a different version of me. I don't know. I think I can hear myself too. In my head, I'm I can't hear myself. I guess it's just inside my head. And I don't know. Ears, voice, different. But that's what, I don't know if this is the only way I could get my thoughts out now. I don't know if I stopped seeing my therapist a while ago. I wonder if he would listen to this. That's why I'm not going to worry about that, because this is honestly a good way to get my thoughts out. He was my soundboard at one point. I kind of got unhealthy on my side. The relationship did. That's why I also saw a therapist before that, and he also kind of, I didn't open up very much, so that's my fault. But I've had 2 experiences with 2 therapists, and I know, the therapist to client relationship is the most important. That's key to healing in a therapy relationship, is the relationship you have with your therapist. Just because they have a degree don't mean they will be better for you than someone who doesn't. It really does not matter. It just depends on your vibes. I said that in a paper once, and they said to not use not non-colloquial. I know that. I don't know, non-college literature words, something like that. I'm vibe is pretty, it was for art paper. That's a good way to, I am recording, making sure I was. It's a good way to describe stuff. The vibe of the painting. But Yeah. See, if I'm imagining my thoughts as a tree, like, I just went down so many branches. From one branch, I went to so many other ones. Oh, I'm at my mom's house. That's what she went out of town to go to a wedding this weekend in Indianapolis, so that's what my sister Abby gave me, a bunch of clothes. Ugh, so nice. And, like, the cutest clothes, like, comfortable clothes. That's what I need. I need to be comfortable. Like, to, like, feel good. That's what it is. I need to be comfortable to feel good. She gave me a bunch of clothes, and I've been wanting to clean out my closets. And I've realized that in the past few years that I get emotional attachments to, like, physical objects, like clothes, purses, anything. That's what. Let me slow down while talking. I realize when I talk too fast, that's when it speeds me up. Yeah. So it was nice because I started to clean stuff out, and then it's like I just stand in the middle of my room looking at everything, and I'm like, but I could use this at one point, all that. And it's like I want to get rid of it, and then something was blocking me, and I was thinking about it. I'm like, well, then I'm not gonna have any clothes, and that's valid. But now, like, when Abby was giving me clothes, saying she wants to get rid of everything and start new, I'm like, well, this is perfect, because I was trying to clean out my closet, and I was kind of worried, and I didn't have clothes, I didn't have money, and I don't know, that's just how the universe works out, and it's amazing, and it's beautiful, and I am so grateful. That's what I pray 24/7, call it whatever you want, but I am constantly talking to the universe, talking to God, and talk to my dad too, and my other ancestors. I'm named after my mom's mom, Anne Lucille, and her aunt, Lucille Sunbeam. No one steal that name, because that's definitely going to be one of my kids' names. Sunbeam? That's dope. Love it. Yeah. See, that was another branch. I really don't even know where I got started talking about that. I wonder, like, last time I listened to the podcast after I uploaded it. It was nice. It was nice because I know I need to upload it, and like I've said it before, when I know I need to do something, like, I just need to do it then. Otherwise, I'm just going to be thinking about it until I do it. I really want to do a podcast with my mom. I think she will at some point. If she listens to this, Mom, you're funny. As much as I love to admit it, you're kind of funny. She always says the same jokes over and over again. Like, she's got some classics, and she'll break it every chance she can. Like, every time we pass by a cemetery. Tell me if she stole this from a show, because she does that. Every time we pass by a cemetery, say, people are dying to go there. And I don't think I got it until, like, kind of years later. I said that to one of the kids I nannied this summer. Babysat. We decided we liked that word better. So then they told me they said that to their dad, and they thought it was really funny. And I'm like, did you say you got it? You learned it from me, like my mom? And he was like, no. It was from the Zoe 102 thing. I watched that yesterday. I was trying to remember if I told you all, but no, I didn't. I watched that yesterday, and something about, like, the wolves and the sheep. Like, you're either a wolf or a sheep in this world, and some wolf finally, like, didn't listen to the other wolf, and they're like, the wolf learned from the other wolf master, I don't know. But that's really what he reminds me, and my mom kind of reminds me of that too. Like, I can, like, not team up, go head to head with them with some things. No. Well, yeah. I don't know. It's so interesting. You all can make your own interpretation if you witness it. That's why I want to meet more people. I like not even debating, because I really don't even have, like, I mean, unless I know I'm right. Am I? I mean, yeah, let's just, I don't know. Drinking coffee. It's actually, the coffee at my mom's house. It's like some mushroom type of coffee, so maybe that's what made me want to talk to and get my thoughts together. It's kind of good. No, it is good. I mean, it's coffee. Do I taste the mushrooms? I like to put cinnamon in my coffee. Like, and I realized I don't even need coffee unless, I mean, I don't need coffee ever. I don't need anything outside of me. But I do like to do coffee. Like, I noticed a difference. Like, I kind of instinctually want to do coffee when I'm going out and seeing people or talking to people. That's just like an instinctual thing. I could do it without, but it's like, maybe I'm more excited on coffee. Like, I'm more willing to do it. More excited to do it than willing. I don't know, there's something there. There's some adjective that would better describe my feeling right now. Oh, baby's got up. Baby, I love you. Oh, I've been cutting her hair for, like, I don't know how long. Now she's kind of growling. She's looking out the window. She can see out the small sliver in my mom's room. Oh yeah, but it was funny. So I came to my mom's place. This is where I do my laundry. I've never been in the laundry room at my apartment. Fun fact. And my mom, like, she owns my apartment. She actually owns, well, she's kind of the majority owner at my, sorry, I'm trying to get a comfortable spot. I don't like this pillow. And I don't love how I do this accent, but I kind of do. Okay. See, I need something for my neck. I'm gonna move this for my toe. Now I'm kind of sweaty. I feel once I talk and get going, once my brain, like, clicks in for the day, oh, I sweat. Maybe it's when my Vyvanse kicks in. I don't know. Yeah, I might shower again before I go to lunch. Every Sunday I have lunch with my family. But yesterday, that's why I kind of changed my whole, I kind of, like, when I like to wake up, open the window, cuddle with baby in the morning. Sometimes I spit out my window because I have I wake up, spit, turn the AC off, jump back in bed, cuddle with baby. But I like to get my sun in my eyes and the sun in my eyes, whatever. Yeah, I think that really wakes you up for the day and makes a good start. I'm, like, looking out in the grass. I'm like, wow, I live in a beautiful place. Like, it's just you kind of feel reality set in, like the love from the grass and Mother Earth coming. Ooh, I need more coffee. I don't need it. And water, kind of. Should I do that while talking to you or no? I've been talking for 15 minutes. Oh, okay. Let me keep... See, I do jump back. I go back to the first branch, or to the trunk of the tree I started. I got leaves all dangling down. Oh, okay, so Abby called me while I was still kind of lazy in bed. I'm like, my phone's ringing, like, whatever. I'm not sure if I knew it was her or just, maybe I saw it was her later. I'm like, like, I think I started to do work stuff. Because I'm starting to put myself before other people's needs. Because, like, I do get, that's what, it was like a test, whatever, that's why I like to think of it as. And, like, the universe testing me, like, okay, are you still, like, are you gonna put yourself first? Whatever, but she was asking me if I could watch the babies while she does stuff, like painting stuff. And I'm like, yeah, of course, like, that sounded awesome. Because I hung out with my nieces the day before, night before, whatever, but I had scheduled it the day before that, so I had like a whole day to know and plan, because I'm good off the cuff. It's just, it's when people, like, I don't like being asked last minute to do things. If you maybe kind of knew, or I thought maybe you kind of knew that you would ask me the day before or like some other time, like, it happens and people just assume I will do it last minute, and it's like if you knew, why didn't you ask me? Like, I don't want, I've been told before that people are scared to ask me or stuff like that, and it's like, I'm like the nicest person ever, so I mean, I can but I really, like, if you are afraid of me, that's what, I don't want anyone to be afraid of me. I feel that fear, and I, like, do I have that fear? Yeah, but I'm trying not to identify with it. I feel it sometimes, yeah. And I try to ignore it. Because I recognize in my mind that I shouldn't be afraid. See, this is good that I'm recording. This sounds like I'm at my therapist's office. So, y'all are my therapist. Yeah, so I was still kind of doing my thing. I told her, yes, I'd love to, let me get ready. So I started getting ready, and then, like, at some point I got a text, and Abby was like, okay, if you're not on your way already, just never mind, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, I literally changed my whole day, plan, motive for the day, mood, everything. Like, let me just come over anyway. It was still way before their nap, so that's why when they ended up getting work done while I was there, so it was nice and worked out, and I saw the babies and everything. And so I love them. I love babies. So she gave me clothes. I went to my mom's house to do laundry. Was doing that for a while. So this thing. Okay, so when I worked at Casa of Lexington for a while. I worked there for 3 months because they didn't want to hire me for longer, because I didn't want to go back to college or go to college. Melinda, if you're listening to this, that'd be cool to have you on my podcast. Yeah, well, okay. But why I brought that up. Okay, so I did front desk there, kind of administrative assistant. I had a desk behind the front desk, and I did basically everything they didn't want people to do. I got things done really fast. I was able to kind of make my own schedule, but it was, I mean, to be honest, it was hard. Like, I've also worked for KVC Kentucky, but seeing how the nonprofits operate behind the scenes, I saw some things I didn't like, and I'm not gonna be quiet about it because it, honestly, like, it's messed up, and I think there's better ways to deal with this. Like, you get grants for nonprofits, you apply for them, you get them, I guess, and if you don't spend them in a certain amount of time, you don't keep them. But they would get grants and they would spend it on useless stuff when it could have gone towards helping a child, because I think it costs one child to help is $1,000, and like, I don't know why it could have just gone to that instead of treadmill that no one uses, a new flooring when your floor was already great, or a meditation room. That's kind of a nice idea, but no one used it. I wanted to go up there and, like, clean. That's what I cleaned a lot and organized a lot. I would go outside and just pick up trash, and like, I wanted to do that. I would go to some government building downtown and get mailbox. I like doing that. Check the mailbox. That's what my mom's like, you don't say full sentences, or, like, we'll comment on that stuff. And it's like, I really don't care. That's kind of why Lucy Y podcast, like, if you're wondering why, like, I don't, like, you know what I mean, so why are you wondering? Why? Curiosity fuels us. That is how we learn and grow. That's why I'm not bored. It's because of my curiosity. Like, it's insatiable. And I, like, that's what at CASA, it really reminded me, or, like, that time, it was really hard for me to, like, sit accept with my curiosity. I don't know, like, I've had phases with my obsessive compulsive tendencies. Like, I can't, like, not know. It's like, and I had to learn I started telling myself, like, a mantra, like, I don't need to know everything and I can't know everything. I started telling myself that because I think I saw it online somewhere. I can't know everything and I don't need to know everything, because that's what, at some point, because I would do, is menial task a right word? Like, easy tasks where I can just have my headphones in. And that's what I would do. And they didn't like me having my headphones in. And, like, I kind of just wanted to, like, not, that's what I've had to deal with, like, I can't hide. Because I've talked about this before. Like, I do just want to hide and not talk to anyone. But I realize that doesn't work, because you can't hide. We are all light beings made of light. Oh, baby, I think baby's working. Neighbor dog. Yeah, I realized I can't hide. That's what I think after that, that's why it was ironic, because after that I decided to go to school, like, right after that. That was my next job. So that was funny. But my mom she kind of, like, one day, like, she said it so nonchalantly. Like, I don't know if she had been emailing her, like, because she was my mom was a CASA volunteer. You could be a volunteer at CASA and, like, advocate for them in the courtrooms, which is interesting. That's what I was thinking about doing that, but it's kind of a lot of work, or you have to do meetings. I don't know. My mom got kicked off a case, so you can get kicked off a case if you help too much, which is, like, there's so many rules, and I get it. Like, I guess there's a reason. Maybe. I don't know. I kind of don't want to, like, dive. That's what my curiosity. Sometimes I want to dive really deep into it. But that's some things I Google. It's like I don't even, like, I Google it and then I don't even look at it. Like, if I don't know a word, I had to Siri it. I had to, like, or else, like, it wouldn't get out of my head. Like, it was a lot. And that's what, after CASA, that's what I remember calling, having the decision, or, like, talking to my mom about it. My mom's like, schedule the appointment yourself, with the doctor. I think it was for nose and eyes. I don't know. I did one before the other. That's why I got LASIK. And I got nose surgery. Kind of right after CASA, yeah. It was pretty quick, I think. Or maybe I'd just gone... I don't know. Time doesn't even exist. So I had a client, if you're listening to this, a few weeks ago, come into my office, and I have an old clock when I was cleaning out my office, like one of those old clocks you see in the classroom. I just have it, like, on the windowsill, and I put a sticky note that says time doesn't exist on it, and he asked me what it meant, and I'm like, you never heard of that before? He was like, no, and kind of thinking I was crazy. At some point he was saying that I don't know if you're crazy, or I can't decide if you're crazy or not. It's just kind of funny because I haven't heard from him kind of since. So. But I think if you're listening, I didn't realize that, because you were saying you didn't really need a coaching, like, you don't really need this, and I didn't put in my head, I'm like, that it was because maybe you liked me. Like, I didn't put that together in my head at all until after. I'm like, oh, like, that's why, like, I was just in coaching mode. I was just, like, in work mode. And, that's pretty much what it was. Like, I don't really assume people like me like that. So, that's pretty much it. Baby just came and jumped on the bed and sat by my side. What for? But yeah, so... And then I was trying to explain the time doesn't exist thing. Like, it doesn't exist linearly. Like, with the... Like, we kind of try to make it exist linearly, and it kind of does in... Like, literally, like, on paper and stuff, but quantumly, it doesn't. So, I mean, that's explains very simply. Quantumly, that's how, like, time works. I mean, it's kind of, and, like, everything kind of, like, we hear this explained a lot, like, in every spiritual term, multiverse term, everything, theological, so, that's why every time I start talking, I kind of have to pee, and it reminds me of dance. Every time I would write to be right before I get on stage, I would have to pee. And it was just funny. It's like, something's about to kick in. Something's about to kick in. Sunday fun day. Sunday's ruled by Saturn. No, it's ruled by Sunday. No, Sunday's ruled by suns. Saturday's ruled by Saturns. I was thinking about why I didn't film. Because Saturdays, it does feel like a more disciplined day. Like Saturn, kind of represents the father, discipline, structure, hard work. And it's a gift and a strong suit. Like, you could use it to your benefit or be, like, lazy about it. I may be completely wrong about it, and I may be just talking about Saturn and Taurus because that's what mine is in tropical, but if you don't care about astrology, well, I don't really care because this is my podcast, so whatever. I get to talk about what I want. That's kind of cool. It is cool. It's a gift. Free will, free speech, it's all a gift. I live in America, and my birthday is July 3rd. So I've always had fireworks on my birthday. It's been nice. Me and America's birthday is kind of similar. I think the Declaration or something was actually signed on the 3rd, something like that. Definitely heard something like that. School. That's what my mom, you know the amount of times I've heard, like, my mom's like, you didn't learn this in school? I'm like, no, I didn't. And maybe I did, but I don't remember. But most likely, I probably didn't because they don't teach us a lot of things in school. They don't want us to know about money, taxes. I took government freshman year of high school. That was my history class. And then I transferred my sophomore year. And that's what at the private school, they didn't learn. They learned something else their freshman year. So that's what private schools got their own things. The public schools got their own things. And that's what, when you transfer, like, stuff makes, I don't know. It's all just, like, they make their own rules. That's what, I feel like I have a feeling I said this the second podcast. The people that made the steps knew the steps were an illusion. I have that written on my wall. Even the people that made the steps knew the steps were an illusion. Like, the people that made the concept of schools and all the... I mean, this is like a whole thing, like, with the Bible and stuff. People... Like, it's just books written by people. Like, people wrote these books. And then at some point, people decided to, like, a group came together, like a boardroom of people. I don't know their names because it's not important. I don't want to keep that in my brain. Who cares? You can Google it. Einstein, I don't know, well, Einstein said, never remember something, that you can Google. I know he didn't have Google back then, but it was something like that. Okay, but this boardroom of people decided which books to put into this thing called the Bible. The canon is the Old Testament, New Testament together, but there's a bunch of books that aren't in the Bible. And then if you ask my mom, she'll tell me I'm crazy and I'm getting stuff from crazy news, but fake news, lies, I don't know, that I need to, but keep your mind open. We are all living together here on this world, earth, whatever. Keep your mind open. If you're shutting yourself off from stuff, like, that's what Jesus once, he was open to talking to, like, if he's a real person or not, I don't know. I don't really care. But the idea, like, what does real even mean? But the idea of him, like, he hung out with bad people, not even bad, because what does bad mean? What does good mean? That's like our perception. Like, it's whatever you think it is. I'm just saying it in like I'm trying to say things I just say things in the most simple way, and I've realized people can take my words out of context, so I should be more careful about it. Yeah. I need to, whatever. I'm trying to, I was trying to think if I need to figure out a way to like, but I am just going to keep opening and closing my eyes because that makes most sense. But I get distracted by my surroundings because I see so much and I'm interested in everything. And I take in so much information. And my body. But Jesus talked and hung out with all these people. He flipped a table. I think we're supposed to act like him, be more like him. Like, it's not, like, if you believe he is God, then, like, I think God is, okay, if we're gonna get into this, wait, haven't I said this before? Like, I think God is, like the creator, like, stardust, like, it's the magic, it's the creation energy, like, that's God. And I think, because we are all made in God's image, says the Bible, and so we're all little gods, but in human form, like, that's what Jesus is. He's a God in human form, which is like that, the Trinity explains that, or Son, he's the Son, and that's what God's not even a he, she, whatever. And a lot of people can hear the word church, can hear the word Bible, and like be immediately turned off, and like not, kind of don't want to hear, like, if you turned off the podcast after I started talking about, like, I get that, I get it, but we need to separate the, like, no one is perfect. See, we're all made in God's image, so no one's above anyone else. We're all on the same level. But we have pride and we have ego, and our ego is, the job of the ego is to try to protect ourselves. That's like the amazing thing about our brain, and that's what separates us from each other, is our egos. Because we're kind of all together in the higher consciousness, like God level. Like, I don't know any of that stuff. I have ideas. I like to hear about stuff. But, I mean, like, I think we're all together. Or I feel like we're all together. Like, when people meditate and, like, close their brains, like, when you really shut off everything, I think you can, like, we're all kind of connected in that higher consciousness level, or at some consciousness level. And then we kind of act it out in lower consciousnesses through our bodies. Like, this is, like, we're able to do so many things with our bodies, like, in heaven, other places, like, I don't know where else, but I know on earth we have a body, and that is pretty cool. Like, we could do a lot of things. We could fart, we could burp, we could have sex, we can, and create, and that's, like, kind of what, I mean, that's what a thing of, I mean, we can do that, and I think that's there for a reason. That's what I think, like, we question a lot of things, and it's like, I guess it's there for a reason. Like, we have the ability to have sex and make babies, so I guess that's there for a reason. So Baby's growling. Oh, you're growling out there. My eyes were closed. I wasn't on roll, baby. But yeah, like sweating, like I think that's there for a reason, doesn't it? And then we have scientists to kind of tell us, like, oh, it's there to like it releases energy because it goes into a different energy form, water, liquid. It came from inside to outside us. We got eyelashes, eyebrows for a reason, to catch the dirt seeds from falling in our eyes. I don't know. We got pheromones to smell each other, what we're attracted to internally. Like, it's fascinating. Our bodies can heal ourselves. Like, that's dope. That's cool. Our bodies are dope. And that's what I've always been uncomfortable in my body. And I've gotten more and more used to it and more comfortable. It takes work. In letting go of the ego. And so our egos, like, we wouldn't be able to have a personality or be able to talk without our ego. That's why I don't love doing the clicky sound, like, oh, sorry, I did. Okay, let's move on. Yeah, we wouldn't be able to talk without our ego because, like, kind of on the inside, we're kind of, like, all the same. And then I know our prefrontal cortex is what separates us from dogs. I don't think they have one. And I think our prefrontal cortex kind of has more ideas to be able, like, I think that talks to other parts of our brain, like the higher consciousness, lower consciousness, deeper ego. If you like Freud, the id and superego is like the deeper stuff. And that talks to the higher stuff. And so that's what I remember giving a speech or a project one time in one of my psychology classes at Asbury. I said at the last thing I said is, like, make friends with the voices in your head. That's what we should do, like, make friends with the voices in your head. Like, try to make, Carl Jung says, I always said it was Carl Jung, but I think, apparently it's Carl Jung, says other people. And says grammar, which is just rules that we made up. But, what did he say? Oh, try to make your unconscious conscious. Like, that's, I liked saying that too in my classes. I need to stop, like, I'll get better at this. But make friends with the voices in your head and try to make your unconscious conscious. And then you do that by looking at your actions and evaluating them and questioning stuff. Questioning why you did things. That's a big one. And recognizing that it's because of your past. And I mean, that's pretty much it. Like, that's where we learn. It's from your environment, from what you've grown up in. But a lot of kind of everything's from our past. Like, we learned stuff throughout our lives, and it becomes normal to us. And then we meet other people that's kind of grew up so differently from us, and you're like, whoa, you're weird. Or, like, you're just so different, you're either fascinated by it or kind of turned off by it. If you're turned off by it, you're kind of, like, turned off by it. You need to work on being more open, I would say. Like, that would help you a lot. Recognize we're all doing the best we can with the information we have at that time. And that's it. We can all learn from each other. And just because you go to church doesn't mean you're a Christian. Just because you call yourself a Christian doesn't mean you are. Being a Christian, like, is through your actions. And plus, it's just another title to call yourself, but it's through your actions and through your heart. And I don't know. I don't want people to be turned off by these labels and institutions because of one person, one thing, their idea, or whatever. Like, the idea of the church wasn't a malicious intent, and the idea of someone calling themselves a Christian wasn't a malicious intent, but it kind of makes it feel like a group that you can't be a part of, kind of an outcast. If you ever felt outcasted from church or from a Christian, you're like, oh, now I don't like Christians, or I don't like churches anymore. And it's like, you were kind of just judging a whole thing off of one thing, and ditto with the other person. Like, we all make judgments, and our judgments are there to try to protect us. It's like, oh, that person hurt us, that church hurt us, so I don't want to go back. Now in my brain, I don't like them, and that's going to protect me from getting hurt again. And, like, I get that. That's what our brains are, that's the purpose of them. But that's what I was thinking about talking about. I've had several experiences where I felt like I had ego deaths. One was a bigger change than most. It was like a summer of 2020. I was on a porch. And I just had a feeling like I was kind of like done. Like, I never kind of closed my eyes and just like let go and surrendered completely before. Like, completely. And I did, and I never wanted to open my eyes again. Like, it was amazing. I felt like I met God. I felt like it was a new me. I felt like released from all these shackles. Like, I meditated for like 10 hours. I never wanted to open my eyes again. I was like, I felt like I talked to my dad. Like, it was amazing. I was on my friend's porch, and like, they didn't want me there. I was just there because I was living at my mom's house at the time, and I just needed somewhere to stay, and I was kind of obsessed with my ex. We dated for 11 days. Shout out to you if you're listening. But yeah, like, that was amazing. I never wanted to open my eyes again. But like, that really changed my life. But it took a while for me to get to the point where I just wanted to let go of everything. Like, and it's the most freeing thing. And you realize that we are the only one, you are the only one holding you back, stopping you. Like, I realized I'm the only one holding me back from having a podcast. I mean, from talking. Like, I've always wanted to talk and like share my voice and share what I had to talk about, because I felt like I just wanted to, and I was the only one stopping me. Like, I literally made this podcast, and I'm doing it on my phone. Like, it took like 1 second. Like, you can do it. We have Instagram's free. Everything is free. But it's like, no one was stopping me from having a podcast either. Like, do it yourself. That's why I want to help you all do this. And me. See, this help. By helping me, I help you all. By helping you all, you help me. We're all together, all for one, all love all. And I don't know. This life is beautiful. 48 minutes. Yeah, this life is beautiful. We have free will. We have free choice. But that's what, if I can have someone from this nonprofit or company I was looking at earlier, they talk about a perception box. And that's what I'm like, I love that. Like, I don't know if they trademarked that term, whatever, but it's basically like our ego. Like, we have control of how we view our reality. And yeah, like, I didn't know that really until I did. So I hope I can help people learn that, be the person that I would have needed, or could have used. Yeah. Like, after I meditated for, like, all day, like, my life, like, really changed. I really changed how I saw myself, and I could see myself from a higher perspective, from a different view, from, like, I was out of my, like, I was playing victim so much. I've felt it all, and up until this point, like, that, there's more I haven't felt, more experiences I haven't experienced and felt, and I will continue learning until the day I die. And when I die, I don't even die. It's just, think of that word however you want. I change forms, whatever. I am really dying into a new life. That's what with the ego death, it's like a death of your ego and being formed into, like, a new version of your ego. Like, I've also felt where I think it was kind of, my old teacher emailed me. I have this huge painting from Asbury I want to get. It's 5 feet by 9 feet. It's spray paint. What was I saying? Oh, like, I really got out of my ego a lot then. So, if I could do that, I feel like I've shared enough. Today, I'm sorry, I know I don't need to apologize, but yeah. This is a impromptu episode, so they all are, really. I don't like planning things or scheduling things. I like to be flexible. Yeah, everything's tentative. So, yeah, if I was gonna, do y'all get the perception box? Maybe I'll talk about that more. Hopefully I can talk about that with someone from there, because that would be cool. But the perception box is just, like, you can choose how you see your reality. And it takes time. It's not, like, easy flip on switch. It can be sometimes. It can be for people. It just all depends on your body and everything, your beliefs and everything. Our body holds a lot of memories, so I know that's why there's a lot of, like, EMDR. There's a lot of, like, meditation really changes your brain. That's why I think for meditating that long, like, and I never really had before, like, that's another reason why I changed. Every time I meditate, I change. Every time I pee, I feel change and growth after everything I do. And that's like the butterfly effect, like, that it's real, and we don't notice the subtler aspects. But that's what I want to talk more about, the subconscious, unconscious, and making it conscious for us. I should put that on my website or something, because that's if I haven't, like, that's a real clear thing of mine. Oh, but I was getting to the point where I was kind of, like, ashamed and embarrassed of having an ego, and it's like, you shouldn't be like that, like this, but I think it was a part of my process. Like, it's individuation. Carl Jung, you could look that up, is a cyclical thing, and, like, everything is kind of like a cycle until we start a new cycle. So if you feel stuck in a circle, maybe realize that and try to do something different. And if you feel like a good way of, if you feel like you're stuck in an internal circle, to change your environment, because the internal reflects the external reflects the internal, vice versa. Change something internally if you want to change something externally. Change something externally if you want to change something internally. That's a good way to get out of a cycle. So, here's to getting off our cycles. Yeah. I love you all, and I hope you all have a great day wherever you're listening to this, whenever, however. How do you feel? What do you need? I should say that at the end. I have a notification thing that pops up on my computer that says that at 10 a.m. every day reminder. Do I always think about it? No. Do I immediately click off of that sometimes? Yeah. Perfection only exists in our minds. So, how do you feel? What do you need? All love, love all. 10:32 a.m. I gotta pee.